Uh,
Hello, everyone.
She hit the wrong button.
And welcome to Chantry House Baltimore, our Mage the Ascension game. Oh, our player's back.
I clicked leave meeting by accident.
Yeah, for those who don't know, we are using Zoom as our thing, and yeah, so those
Gives
use
you a
Zoom,
little
you
more
know.
warning when you record.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, welcome. You won't notice any real gaps at home who watch this, but it has been a while since we've actually played in person. Which is probably why you're going to notice a gap between uploads between this and Power Rangers and stuff, which come out same day.
I think there's a little Easter egg too, because the flag that used to hang behind me now hangs behind Vex.
Magic.
Yes.
Wizardry.
Do I get a free dot in correspondence for that? No?
No, unless you can reach through the screen right now and go into Vex's screen.
Oh fuck! I wish.
Yeah.
If you had asked that
Wait,
like
wait,
2
wait,
weeks
wait.
ago.
Do I get bonus XP if I do that?
If you can reach through the screen and go into Vex's camera and be
Oh,
in her room, yes.
I meant reach into your camera.
No, we're in the same house. That's cheating.
Oh,
Yeah,
Imagine I actually did that now.
that'd be skill. But yeah, so welcome back. Trina, do you remember any kind of recap from last time? It was a while ago, and I think we had 3 people, and there was 2 of you met, or all 3 of you met with some mentors at that time.
correct. Yeah. Ronja and Holly met with their new mentor, who is basically Mr. Rogers if he were in a ska and metal band, from what I recall. He was a very peculiar dude. Had a very lovely wife.
He was a hippie.
Yeah. And Q met with a mentor as well, who was basically a mad scientist and kept asking him questions about, I believe it was Atlantis or maybe Martians.
There's a lot of topics involved.
And maybe something about the moon. I don't know. Yeah.
Mm. It's to us, it's been about a month. So yeah.
Yeah. It's been a while.
It's been last month was hard on our group. Life happens. Life finds a way. Life needs things to live. Words of wisdom.
And I think they gave us like cookies or cake or something like that. Waffles?
Yeah, I think it was
Bring home?
cookies.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was something more substantial. It was an actual meal. It wasn't
I
just
think they
cookies.
invited us to stay for an actual meal and we declined.
Yeah, but they also gave us food to take home. And I do remember putting food like at home on the table and saying, hey, we have something other than O'Malley's for a change.
That, yes, that actually sounds correct too.
That I do remember. It was like I don't know, was it like a casserole or something like that?
Probably.
So yeah, so it's been a while. Let's see what happens in our game now. Since things are going a bit weird. Yeah, so let us begin with Becca's character. Amaryllis, I believe your character's name is, also known
Amaryllis.
as Fast and Furious 8, Too Long.
Yes, 100%, totally.
Yeah. So let me pull up my notes. If I remember where I put those.
It's pronounced fatal.
I'm ignoring it. Hera, you should learn by now that if Kev makes a bad joke, just ignore that he ever said anything. And he'll very quickly either realize the joke was bad or keep saying it because it's Kevin.
3. It's the rule of 3. You say a joke 3 times because the first and second time might not be as funny, but third time makes it funny. But if you go 4, then it's the humor's ruined.
Evan, I think you've said this joke about 6 times.
But if you do a bunch more, then it comes back
Session.
to funny again.
Per session. Hey, I took college classes in humor. Okay. There's non-credit classes like community college. It's weird, but hey.
So you
I
did
found
go to
it.
clown college.
No, I would be paying a lot more money. They make so much money. It's I don't know. So yeah, so Amaryllis, you are given the address to someone who has volunteered to take you under their wing, so to speak. A very talented member of the Shahiana, also known as the Code of Ecstasy, I believe. They're recently attempting to rebrand the name. The address of the person, it's like a like it looks like it used to be a warehouse at one point, but has been converted into like apartments and studios and stuff like that. There is an elevator, but it's like one of those older more industrial style ones. So, you know, their little great thing that comes down. Ones that you always feel like they're gonna break at any moment.
All right.
So you go up and you reach the door, so to speak, of the person.
All right, I guess I'm gonna knock.
You knock, and the door opens, and you see a middle-aged-ish woman, covered in lots of paint, wearing basically shorts, long hair that's like, again, just strewn with different colors and stuff, but it's not like hair dye, it's just paint and stuff. She's like, so she's like, I was expecting you. Come on in.
All right, she'll wheel herself in.
Reach it in, you're in a very large, like, studio with lots of paintings and paint everywhere. Smells a bit like a AC Moore's or a Michael's because all the incense that is burned. Those who've been to art stores know the smell. And she's like, I normally don't take on apprentices much anymore. It's a lot of extra work, and I'm kind of dedicated to my, my art here and all. But I just had a vision that it might be important to, bring you in and teach you some things.
Well, that's very appreciated.
She goes and she just sits down on the floor. Like, so, Amaryllis, how do you have any questions? First of all, like anything off the top of your mind, anything that you wish to know about anything, and I attempt to answer.
She'll just kind of pause for a moment, and my brain is going off here where it's like, I'm sure my character has tons of questions, but I am an idiot. So
It's also time for you to catch up with I haven't gamed in a bit if you forget things, so
yeah. That's what my brain's trying to come up with right now. Is like, what do I tell her? God. Or ask her. I guess like she'll ask first question. I didn't really have, my mentor passed, so I have not the best knowledge of things. But yeah, anything basic that I should know?
Well, do you want to know like history? Do you want to know like practices, beliefs, what I do here, things like that.
Yeah, that sounds like a good place to start at the very least.
Which one? Those couple topics.
The what you do here. Let's start with that.
Well, I paint that which I see, but what I see is not what others see or what is occurring now. But sometimes it is now, but far away, and sometimes it is the future. So essentially, I express myself by entering these kind of trances where my mind expands and I break the barriers. As time is the barrier between all things. And by breaking those barriers of time and space and flow and energy, I can see beyond. And I paint what I see. So all these paintings are not like imagination or from an ethereal nothingness. They are things that will occur, have occurred, or are occurring. I don't always have context for them. So often I just draw something I'm not sure what's happening before or after, but it is what I draw.
All right.
Because as I was saying, it kind of flows into what we of the formerly known as Code of Ecstasy, which again, we're trying to rebrand because a lot of people think we're just the party, drugs, rock and roll, and sex group. That is a lot of what our
We're
group
that too.
does,
But
but
we are also that, but
we're more. We are a far more ancient tradition, and we have a lot more meat to us as a group. But one of the things is time is effectively the master sphere because all things change in time, like the change of one substance to another, matter from solid to liquid, all that's the product of time. So by mastering time, you can help master those other things. Energy flows from one state to another through time. Life, healing, death is all a matter of time. As you live, your body decays. That's time. But you can reverse that, become healthier. Time. And that's one reason we study temporal magics or the time sphere so much in that group. That and they say that time flies when you're having fun. And our group does have fun a lot. Yeah, so that's like one of the roots of our philosophy is the Sahaya, or we Seers of Chronos is an old name for us too, because we were used to be known more for our divination oracle abilities, and then we found drugs. And drugs is a thing where a lot of us use it because it helps expand the mind, but it becomes a clutch. We can't allow it to become a clutch or it actually hinders our minds. So that's why we also offer a lot of detox programs. We also use uppers, not downers, and hallucinogens. So alcohol, you won't find much amongst us because that is actually a depressant and dulls the senses.
never was a fan of that.
Let's see. I think one of the three main founders of the 9 traditions was a member of ours. Now, even though there's 9, 3 members essentially were the building block of the building block of the traditions. We are the ones because we brought them together with our vision of the future. Our the person back in the old day who helped find it. Interesting little history. A lot of us were at Woodstock.
That surprises me a lot.
very powerful magical Woodstock. Like there were so many ritual spells being cast. There's also a lot of other things at Woodstock. It was a very special event, which has popped up in a lot of my games.
Hmm.
So some things. Any questions now?
I don't think so. It's just very helpful. And
Oh, something I would be hesitant to not mention is our group has like factions, right?
Mhm.
Which a lot do. But ours how did I say it? A big chunk between us is those who adhere to a specific code or not.
Mhm.
Because it's called the Code of Ananda. And essentially it's a set of rules that a lot of us follow so that let's see, it's essentially a code about to respect others and to make sure that everyone continues to experience this joy consensually. Because it's very easy for what is joyful and happy for one person to turn into a devastation for another.
Mhm.
We established this code because have you ever heard of the Bacchanali?
No.
Bacchus?
Okay, yeah.
How they would go into just frenzied states and kill and murder people?
Yeah.
They are a predecessor group to our group. We absorbed some of those
Okay.
practices. So we kind of developed a code in order for most of us to follow. There are groups of us who don't follow the code, and they are. Have you ever seen Hellraiser?
Yeah, a few times.
Think Cenobites, but with less consent.
That's an impressive amount of less consent.
Yeah. So you should avoid those groups. In my opinion, you are your own person. But we do have amongst our tradition those who are more all about me.
Mhm.
So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There's just so much to teach. Your mentor hasn't really didn't teach you a lot before the. Well, we have time.
I have time.
I guess time. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what kind of magics have you been able to accomplish?
Well, assuming here, because she's asking spheres and such, I'm good at her.
Just general magics, how you practice, what you do.
Well, I'm mostly kind of like a musician. Use it mostly to,
Music is good. Music brings a lot of joy and happiness to many people. Gives you those
Mhm.
ear orgasms. Call me eargasms.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a lovely thing. Not as lovely as this heater needing to be turned off because it's hot down here. That's better. So yeah. How good are you with time?
It's one of my better ones.
Nice.
One of the ones I specialize in.
Yeah. I said it's one that in life are very powerful spheres. So let's, I guess, roll around and I can show, yeah, just see what you can see with the paintings and stuff and see how things are going.
All right. And yeah, she'll start to roll around,
Oh.
I guess.
By the way, clothes are optional in my studio.
Good to know.
I just feel that it like gets. I could go into this whole philosophical, metaphysical, like we are free of our, shackles of the world with clothing. In reality, I do a lot of painting, and it gets everywhere, and it's just easier to wash most paint off your body than it is
Yeah.
clothing.
I get that.
It's a practical thing, but I just learned to start enjoying it.
Hey, it's whatever floats your boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll start kind of peering around at these paintings.
You see several, see some of different people meeting. You see a couple gruesome ones of murder scenes. You see one that looks like Baltimore burning and a dragon in the background.
Fiction.
Yeah.
I was gonna make the joke: is this Shadowrun now? Dragons exist.
Anyway, so okay, Katrina's turn. Oh,
The perfect timing, eh?
yeah. So you're seeing one. You do see one of what actually does look like you talking to this person who did not give you her name. I don't believe.
No, I don't think she did.
She's like, oh, the name's Crystal.
Yeah,
Yes,
nice to meet you.
that's a good name. Very
Can't
strong.
disagree there.
Yeah, it's basically a picture of the door opening and her standing there. She's like, I saw you coming.
Yeah.
So I do have a warning for you before you go to your friends and stuff. The warning is simple. Soon the world will turn, and only together will you be able to overcome it.
All right. Soon the world will turn, and only us working together will help it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to apologize out of character wise. I am a bit high.
We got to wait until next year.
Soon.
Yeah.
That's what our new goal is now. We're going to legalize weed in Baltimore early.
For those at home, elections weren't too far ago by recording this, and Maryland passed legalized marijuana, but it won't go into effect in July of next year.
July. They should have aimed for April. Maybe halfway through April.
Yeah, it's always the beginning of the fiscal year for whatever reason. It's okay, it's a cool new budget. It's weird. I don't know why.
Well, I guess it's good they voted for it.
At least they got it. At least they're doing it. That's what's important.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's also going to retcon people who have in jail now and who have convictions for it, apparently.
Even better.
So long as that's the only thing they're in jail for.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right.
Makes sense.
So we cut out, and let us just cut back. Let's cut to Luke.
Yes.
Yes, I can see you were itching to jump in.
There's a lot of bugs at this time of year.
Yeah. So Q is in Q is in the shop that he run work.
Yeah, but he's in there pretty much all the time. He doesn't live at the community house that we all share.
Yeah, you don't want to live with the plebs.
Oh, it's not. I mean, he lives basically where he works. He doesn't want to have to commute. Commuting is a bad thing for everybody.
As you're there working, a middle-aged gentleman with a slight comb over walks in. He's like, "Nice shop you got here."
Thank you. If you're looking for anything, we've got most of it.
Oh, really?
Well, what you see.
Mm.
Perhaps special objects as well.
Oh. Do you have a motherboard to a Sinclair Spectrum?
I think we have one of those in the back.
I know you're probably not telling me the whole truth. Those things are not easy to find nowadays, mainly because they are obsolete.
I'm sure Q knows what that is.
It's an
Or
early
doesn't.
computer.
I assumed it was some sort of computer component.
It's a relatively early computer from the 80s. Very
Well, I
nice
mean,
one,
his
think.
shop does have a lot of old stuff in it.
Yeah.
Something like that might have ended up here, but
Yeah. So I've been hearing some rumors that you are good at fixing some things.
you heard right. Rumors are always true.
I don't think they are.
Let's not test it. What do you need?
Oh, well, I heard a rumor that you would, come work for me. No,
You're just making stuff up.
you see, that's what I was saying about rumors. They're not always true.
That wasn't a real rumor.
I had a rumor that you give people like $30 every time they walk into your store as a incentive.
You know, there was a show about someone who could do this, and this isn't the show.
No, it's not. But I was just saying, No, but um, just trying to make a little small talk with you.
Mhm.
Q, I think, right? Yep.
Yep, you can call me that.
Oh, yeah. Just want to make sure, like, it does stand for like Quintus,
Yeah, something like that.
Quintillion.
Quintillion. I've not heard that. It sounds like a number too big.
It's very big. Quintesson.
Is that like a bakery good?
No, Quintesson. It's they're cybernetic life forms from the Transformers franchise.
You know, that's strange.
You don't
Different
like
than
Transformers?
No, they're fine.
They're the ones that have the judges have the 5 faces that spin around.
Oh, okay. I never understood why they had human features.
Because they're robots in disguise.
It's not a good disguise. 5 faces.
Oh
Stand
no, they
out.
don't have human features. They just have 5 faces.
5 human faces?
No,
Car faces? Human cars faces?
humanoid like eyes and mouth, but like they vary in things.
It's clear I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's very clear. I mean, you know nothing about the 80s. You're what, 20?
No. I remember the 80s.
Not the good stuff though. Flight of the Navigator, Gremlins.
Gremlins is good. Gremlins 2 is better. Gremlins 3 is coming.
Oh God, no.
There's an animated series called Gremlins 3 that's supposed to come out late next year. And that's
Oh.
true of whatever year this is watched.
No.
It's going to be a sequel to the first one, not the second one.
Oh.
But there's not a lot of information other than that. I remember Flight of the Navigator had that spaceship and did they base Bumblebee off the alien in Flight of the Navigator or vice versa? Because they both speak using sound files or sound bites, sound clips.
That's a relatively new thing with Bumblebee that started with the Bay movies.
Well, those are the ones I'm most familiar with, and that's why I didn't have a lot of
And-
interest in them.
Flight of the Navigator did not talk specifically only using that. There were times he did that with the radio sound effects, but he did not speak only from radio.
That's good note.
Yep.
I only remember a few moments of that movie,
Good classic 80s, but yeah.
I guess.
And the whole Bumblebee with the radio thing, they keep trying to redo and new Transformers cartoons and stuff, and it's really obnoxious.
We have text to speech. He could make anything he wants to say.
Yeah,
When was
it's-
the last time you had text to speech from your radio inside your vehicle or from
You
any
could just
vehicle?
buy a phone. They're Transformers. They can get technology. They
Why
got
is
that.
there a random person in the room arguing with it? Oh.
That's my friend. He's here to buy stuff.
Sorry, I'll close the dimensional hole. Sorry.
I had
It
my
is.
phone on. Yeah. So what do you need?
I need you.
You know, I hear that a lot.
I work for a tech firm, and we are hiring people and businesses to join us. The idea is to create a network of the small independent workers and businesses and tech people in order to create like a union of sorts between them, so that when the large conglomerates and large corporations try to come in to buy up stuff, we can stand united against the man, so that we don't have like Apple or Microsoft or anything to coming in and trying to push us around. You get what I'm saying? You know how workers unite with a union?
Sure,
It's kind of
collective
like
action. Yeah, it's like a union for businesses.
yeah, for a small business. It's not big ones, small ones. If you have more than 50 people, you're in the big categories.
All right. So what is your business?
My business is a business of businesses. I'm a lawyer.
Oh, so this is
So
Okay.
I would be what I do is when we unite, I'm the one who goes before, like when they're trying to do legal actions or try to push us in. I'm the one who'd be like, no, son, this ain't working. We already have, here's like our countersuits and stuff like that.
So these would all these companies in this conglomeration or whatever you call it have like a legal tie where they have like obligations to each other?
There's some obligations, but it's not a ton. It's mainly like we all pay in a little, everyone pays in a little bit of dues just so that we have money for defense.
For you,
So yeah. Well, not just for me, it's for other things too.
Sure.
We often offer the businesses will offer help with supply and discounts and stuff. So let's say you're building something like, man, I really need to get a new like Pentium 2, whatever. I don't know, your processors. And another store down the road has a supply. You can just call them up and they can get you that supply without problems. Or better yet, a more pertinent one. You know how Apple kind of has that thing where it's like you don't really have right to repair, but you sort of do, but you can only buy their stuff through certain groupings. Well, with this, if other groups have excess Apple stuff, they would just bring it to you. Sharing of supplies, and then everybody, and then like,
And that would circumvent the legal obligations to Apple.
yeah, we wouldn't have to go through their one supplier as often because we can share stuff, share files. And then let's say you need help with training, or there's something you can do that the others can't, they can just call you up, you go and help them out, and vice versa. Things like that. It's basically just a cooperative group so that we have more teeth, but we still relatively run independently, so that, let's say you wanted to close on election day, you can, and the other groups aren't going to interfere with that.
Well, I'm glad they wouldn't interfere with the option to close the shop.
Yeah, it's just that thing. Like you can have your own hours. You won't have anyone being like the boss of you dictating your store policies. So long as your store policies don't directly cause the big guys from coming in. You know what I mean? So essentially,
Yes.
so long as you don't stab them in the back. But it's very loose, and we're just trying to get them. And the more of us together, the more resources, the more voices, the stronger we are.
Could you provide, well, let's just say I am interested.
Mhm.
I am concerned about how much power other businesses would have over my own. It doesn't sound like much, but it sounds like some.
Mhm.
I wouldn't want anyone to dictate any of my options or decisions. But if you could get me like some documents showing what the
You got a
obligations would
smartphone?
be. Yeah.
Here's a QR thing. You can scan it and it'll give you the pamphlet.
Okay, I'll scan that.
Yeah.
Does the pamphlet or information have like other businesses that have already agreed or have been approached? Because I've connected to a lot of supply and demand, other companies
It's
myself
got a list
already.
of 12 other businesses that are already up. He's like, oh, there's one other thing that we also are attempting. It has not been fully initiated yet, but is in the planning stages. If everyone kind of puts in local currency. there's nothing in law that dictates that we have to only accept US based currency. So if we create a local based currency for Baltimore, it will enhance Baltimore's economic policies and everything while incentivizing things.
Yeah, you could call them like bison dollars or something to signify the large beast of burden.
We were thinking Pobucks.
I hope that the lack of a facial expression indicates my opinion. But
Edgar Allan Poe, famous Baltimorean.
Oh, I was thinking of like a po' boy sandwich.
No, we're not Louisiana. We're not going to steal that from them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I guess that's a very that's an odd idea.
It was something that's been tried before in Baltimore, but we figure more businesses maybe retry it and see. Because last time there was the main issue is they crowdfunded it. So the resources in was only what they could crowdfund in, and that didn't really help.
I'm not sure I see the benefit of having a personal local currency.
Oh, there's a lot of benefits economically, but
Seems volatile. But I'll read the
all
documents.
currency is it's fiat currency.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean it's like Quebec. They want their own currency in Canada, and it works for them. I think.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I mean them Canadians with
Maple
their loonies and their
coins.
toonies. Yeah, I think they get beavers on their dollars or something.
Mountie bucks. I don't know anything about Quebec. I've never been. I assume it's all
They
stereotypes.
they only use the Canadian dollar.
Yeah, yeah. What?
Yeah. Well,
I'm not a Canadianer, so
Sure. I could tell.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep all of this in mind, and I'll get back to you, and I'll maybe reach out to some other contacts I have in other local businesses and suppliers and see what they think about the idea. The more that I get in there, the better if this thing happens. There's no denying that. Do you have a name for this, whatever you call this group? Is it a co-op, a conglomerate?
Right now we're going with the Baltimore Union of Independent Businesses.
Mm-hmm.
The BUIB. BUIB. We're still working on the name.
That's good. A name carries a lot of weight, and you don't want it to be just a bunch of nonsense put together.
Yeah.
It's got to be catchy. Catch the
One
attention,
person
catch the
suggested the
dream.
super high intensity tech team, but we cut that down.
Yeah, people are clever, but also tricksters.
Yeah. Also, another one had a Union McUnion face. Like, nah, that ain't working.
Yeah, we're adults. I assume. I mean, I am.
Yeah.
How old is this guy?
He looks like he's in his 40s, maybe 50s.
Oh, okay. That's much older than I thought.
It's like, but yeah, so think about it hard.
Is there a role I can do to determine if I think this guy is full of shit?
I think there is a full of shit roll.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, I have some.
Look at the character sheet.
I've got subterfuge. Is that? I mean, detecting subterfuge might be.
I believe it's would be more wits and awareness.
Oh yeah, the standard. Sure. Wits and awareness. I would like to, if I can, roll that to see what I think about this guy, because he seems like he's a fast talker, like that guy that sold all those instruments in a certain Gary City, Indiana. We all know it.
I mean, he is a lawyer, so.
Wow, that's a lot of ups and downs in that role.
Indeed.
Nothing conclusive, I guess.
Okay.
Excuse my cobbled together mic stand situation.
You can tell there's probably a bit more to it. Like he gets off like it's genuine, but there's more. There's stuff he's leaving out. Like what he's saying is not inaccurate, but he's just not telling you the
Yeah,
whole thing.
he's giving me a spiel to make me interested and not telling me all the details, but that's expected. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for, do you actually need to spend any money here, or was this a solicitation of some kind? Because I will look up into your pamphlet and, reach out.
You do just basic electronics repairs, correct?
Electronics, anything that has moving parts that connect, any sort of systems that are, A to B to C. So yeah, so fixing electronics.
Do you fix game systems?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. I got a GameCube that needs repairing.
Oh,
I can bring it in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun. Do you have no, you probably have all the games. I'm not gonna ask.
I got like a couple.
That's
Mario
fun.
Dash.
Mario Dash.
Yeah, Mario Kart Double Dash.
Mario Kart. Yes, that's the real name. Yes, that's one of the better ones, I think. But yeah, if you have that needs some repair, I can see what I can do.
Cool. I'll go bring it in. I was actually looking for a tech place, which is why I actually stopped by, as I know it's your shop. I was like, hey, that's the shop I heard of. I might
Yeah.
as well see if you can repair this and make my business spill.
Well, we've done one, and now you can do the other.
Indeed. Good man. Good man. Let me go grab it. And he goes out to grab it.
All right then. I'll have to look into this later, see if I think it's a good idea or not, because I have no idea. Surely there's nothing untoward going on in the WIB. Nobody would want to take advantage of small businesses.
Of course not. Not in the World of Darkness.
Not in Baltimore.
Definitely not in Baltimore. We don't have enough businesses. All right, let's kick to Holly while you're still available.
Hi.
Yes. Baby's good.
Mhm.
All right. So Holly, you are at the. I would say you're at the house. With kick the table again. Jesus. Sorry, there's this part of the table I keep kneeing and it's like the edge, it hurts. So he's sitting there. We're say also at the house is Ronja and Naboo and Snores.
Oh, Snorlax the cat.
Yes, Snorlax.
Fun to get pet names.
So he's sitting there. Naboo's like, can I go into the basement?
No.
Why do you want to go? Basement?
I don't know. There's just something saying I should go into the basement.
Who is saying that? What is saying that?
It's just gut feeling. It says that there's something fun down there for me. Like there's some secret that grown-ups don't want me to know, so I should know it.
The basement's off elements. There's scary monsters down there.
Oh, like what?
Did I see like when we were in the room, could I say there was like at least probably one statue of like some like weird gargoyle thing or whatever?
Gargoyles are friends, not food. I mean there was dangerous stuff down there.
I mean there was a lot of dangerous stuff down there. I'm just imagining like a scary looking statue of like some like stone gargoyle, something like that.
Can I see it?
No.
But I've been not watching those movies I'm not supposed to watch.
There's very scary monsters down there that are dangerous. That is why the door only appears sometimes.
But it's so inviting. Like it's purple and pink. It's got butterflies on it and unicorns.
I look at the door. Is it there?
Yeah, you don't see the door at the moment.
Wait, is the door for the for you there right now?
Yeah, the basement door's been sitting there for a while.
Onion just looks at Nabu and is like, one moment, and then she puts a message in their group chat and is like, doors haunted. Then she looks to Holly. Can you see the door?
Can I see the door count?
No.
It was time-based, right?
Mhm.
I look at the time and then I look at her and it's like, is the door always there for you?
Hmm.
Do you always see the door?
Not always.
Do you know when you see the door?
When I've been eating lately. When I'm at the table.
I mean, I probably know around the time when we're eating, so roughly.
Yeah, it just pops up every now and then. When I'm playing my games, it doesn't show up.
Okay.
Oh, and sometimes the unicorns move.
Anya
What?
goes up to Nabu and holds her hand and is like, can you open the door for me?
You just said I wasn't allowed.
I know, but so we have a special basement, and the basement that I see is a different door. So maybe the door that you see leads to a different basement. And I think we should all know about that if it does.
No, you're just not making sense.
Well, sometimes the door maybe leads to a different place. Can you just open the door for me? And maybe we will check it out.
So I'm allowed to open the door?
Yes, but you're not allowed to go down. I need to make sure it's safe first.
You heard of Miss Holly. I'm allowed to open the door whenever I want.
That is not what she said.
She said I was allowed
That's
to open
not
the
what
door
I said.
without
She
a
said this once while supervised.
Nope, that's not what she said. Said I could open the door. That means forever.
No, it does not.
No, it does not. Wait, do I know what really fucking scares her?
What? Your sister?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess you know her fears.
I mean, she
That makes-
definitely has a traumatizing experience involving a vampire attacking the family.
Yeah, but some more specific. We'll say she's also afraid of crabs.
Okay, good.
As
So
they
that's
pinch her
something I
nose.
can pull.
Kevin projecting his fear onto this child.
It's not a good thing to be afraid of in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, it's a kid. Kids have several
Yeah.
fears because of weird stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I don't like crabs or lobsters are cool, but crabs walk sideways and they always come in pairs.
Okay.
So she goes over and goes to open the door. It's like it won't open.
Did we have the
It says I
key or
need a
something like
key.
Did we have a key or something like that for the other door?
Sorry, hang on. Did the door talk to you?
No, that's stupid. Unicorn did.
Ah, the unicorn. Does the unicorn have a name?
Yes.
What's its name?
Don't name it a little pony. Don't name it after a little pony. Don't name it.
Brad.
Bort.
Bruno.
Jurassica.
Abaddon, the spoiler of worlds.
Its name is Bort.
Or okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, maybe we can look for a key. Did we have a key for the other door?
It's been a while. I don't remember. I think if it did, you would have the key because you had a keychain with all the keys. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I
Anyway, she's
don't
like,
think we did.
oh, it says that it only opens with the proper sacrifice.
Do you know
What?
what a sacrifice is?
Something you give something.
It's
Like, yeah,
What- what-
when parents marry, they sacrifice their happiness for their children.
ideally not. Moms are pretty happy until, Anyway, does board say what is a proper sacrifice?
An apple soaked in honey, beer. Yeah. A honey beer soaked apple.
Why did you just
Okay.
describe Hera's breakfast?
That sounds about what I expected from a unicorn. You know what? I'm gonna try something. This is a
And it wouldn't
G-
remind some snizzle either.
this is a GM question. So, considering what I've coaxed out of my little sister about this door, what kind of like it would be like for like spheres to like just to see the door. It would probably be correspondence, right? Because like that's currently what I'm thinking. It's apparently like a door that is sometimes there and sometimes not.
Correspondence is distance.
Yeah, but so the thing I'm thinking is like it's a different door, so it leads to a different place.
That would probably be spirit actually, or potentially matter or some prime maybe, or time.
Okay.
Time is just time would be like projecting yourself and through seeing the future past. But if it could be spirit if it's going on a spiritual thing.
I do have spirit and prime. I don't know anything about time.
Nah, just a rhyme. Yeah. So we can we can go to the store and get some, apples and honey and beer.
Yeah, we can.
I'm
do
allowed
that.
to have beer, Miss Holly.
You're not allowed to have beer.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to have malt beer. Big difference.
No. Before they died, they said that I was allowed to have. My parents said that I was allowed to have beer because back in the old country, kids could drink beer.
Who said that?
Our parents.
No, they did not.
Yeah, you weren't there when they said it.
Okay, you can have a beer. Fine. We can arrange that.
You're gonna get her a Budweiser.
No. No kid fucking likes beer.
No adult really likes it.
She's gonna get herself a beer and then gonna have a sip, and
That-
she's gonna be like, "Oh, this is."
That sounds like an American talking here. Oh, not everyone likes beer.
I think everyone who says they like beer is
And
faking.
Ronja is like, okay, we're gonna go to the store, get some apples, and and then she like walks over to Holly and is like, can you maybe figure out how to see the door?
Maybe.
And then I grab some money, grab it back, and take Holly to the store.
Prime is the like stuff everything is made out of, right? That's
It's
what you
fifth
use for
essence, it's
pure
like-
magic, right?
Yeah, it's pure building blocks of magic.
Could I use that to see if I can see anything? Like if I see the door?
Utilizing pure prime in this place is kind of hard because there's a lot of magic here.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Oh,
Yeah. I really wish we had like some journals or some kind of documentation that this dude left over.
you do know Max said that they took a lot of stuff out, so maybe he has stuff.
I'll send him a message asking if Hey, do you have any like old journals or notes or anything from? God, I can never remember his name. The guy who lived here before us.
Things like, we do.
Can we have them?
No.
Can we have anything that concerns the house we're currently living in?
Dot, 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 dot. Let me check the order.
What order?
Dot, 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 dot. Of Hermes.
Okay. It never really occurred to me to ask what tradition the two of them were in.
Alright. So what you doing? If anything, Holly.
Maybe like, because I still can't see the door. But like, clearly it's there, at least for some folks. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to see the door or feel the door. Like trying different things, like, okay, maybe you have to be at the same height that she's standing at, or she said she sees it at meal times. So does she have like a specific spot that she sits in at the table usually?
No, just whichever one. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. I mean, it could be tuned to age.
Could be.
Could be specifically calling her. Why you
I
debate
guess it would
this?
be spirit to try and see if I could pick up on some kind of message that something is sending to somebody, right?
Varies, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she's just futzing around trying to doing all sorts of weird shit to try and figure out what she can do to try and see this door.
I see that. Ronnie goes to the store. We cut to Talon. If he's still there. Sage, you still with us?
Yep. I forgot which button was my mute button.
Did you make it M?
No, I made it the down arrow and immediately forgot because I was pressing M.
All right. All right, so we cut to you as you approach the place of who has chosen to be your mentor.
Oh, goody.
Mhm. Yep. You go before what essentially is very similar in many ways to the house, the Chantry House itself, because Baltimore actually has very a lot of neighborhoods are similar architecture. So there's a lot of neighborhoods that have very similar appearances. So if someone's a little bit more well-to-do, their houses tend to be very similar, like facades and stuff, because it's just a thing cities used to do. So you go up, you just see the door, the house, match the number. What do you do?
If it matches what I'm looking for, I might as well head in.
Just open the door, head on in. As you take a few steps in, see an individual around the corner wearing a bathrobe with hot chocolate, just like, hello.
Look comfy there.
If you're here to rob me, I'm gonna tell you that is a big mistake on your part.
I'm not here to rob you. Was invited here, directed here.
Yeah, you just kind of walked in without knocking.
Door was unlocked.
Safe neighborhood.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Your name?
Talon.
Okay.
Most people call me Torque.
Your name is Talon, but your nickname is Torque.
It's a long story.
Odd. Is that your shadow name?
No, it's my call sign.
What's call sign?
Oh, it's going to be a long day. Came here for a mentor.
Oh,
Or
so
do
you don't know. Okay, that explains why you didn't know what the hell a shadow name was. Okay. Come to my parlor.
Are you the mentor I'm looking for?
I'm the only one here. So this is the place.
Does it answer the question?
Well, I was expecting someone named Talon Roark, so that would be you.
It's going to be a very long day.
Always keep them on the toes. Coffee, tea, Irish coffee.
I'll take the last one.
All right. As you go settle down in his parlor, he's got a cup of stronger stuff there. He's like, so Torque. Start off, just so you know, within the Order of Hermes, which we belong to, we actually have 4 different names. We've got essentially the name we were when we unawakened, our practice or our order name, shadow name, and true name. We do this to protect ourselves and gain power over our own self versus magics that could be used against us. So our real name, John Smith. Practice name, you just pick another normal sounding name. So like Tabitha Tally. Shadow name, that's where we start getting pompous. So it's our real name, practice name, and a bunch of stuff. And then the true name, we just add a couple unique symbols at the very end. Just so you know, because I mentioned it earlier. So, I assume since you're needing a mentor, you have a load of questions about the order, about magic in general, about stuff. Anything off the top of your head that's been burning in your brain?
Less direct questions, more basic training. Shit, I'm screwing up my accents there. I went Russian.
That's okay. You should have heard me last night. I went through 5 different accents in one conversation.
More than 5. It was impressive.
Were you talking to yourself?
No, my character is supposed to be British and was using an American accent, and I went through everything but American.
How's that the one you didn't get?
That was the joke.
Oh, I didn't get the joke. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, it's okay. Most people probably didn't either. Oh. Anyway. So, yeah, training. So as you know, we practice very ancient magics. We trace our order back to ancient Egypt. Have you heard of Toph?
I want to be a little shit and ask the Avatar character.
No,
Oh.
Toph, not Toph. Toph, the Egyptian god of
Yes,
magic.
I know Egyptian. Yeah, I know.
So Toph and Isis basically are the two progenitors of the ancient magic systems. They were actually wizards, sorcerers, people. They eventually became deified. One led to essentially the Order of Hermes through various history. The other one would eventually, their descendants of their practice would lead to what we would call the Order of Reasons, or now the Technocratic Union. So yes, we share a common ancestral practice with our greatest enemy. We've diverged a lot since then, but it's why our magic is very ordered and very structured compared to, let's say, the Cult of Ecstasy, who often uses magic willy-nilly without thought or foresight. We are very practical with ours. We're very precise. Every word, every syllable can change your power, change what spell is being cast. But Hermetic magic is words, symbols, how you put it together, ceremony. These are things that often make up our thing, our magics. Let's see. We got to be careful and subtle with magic nowadays, outside of our sanctums. Utilizing too blatant magic not only can draw upon paradox, which hurts, but also can draw unwanted attention by our enemies, with which our order has many. So far, so good.
About the same as carrying a firearm. Got to know when to use it. Got to know when to keep it safe. Understandable. I like the structure.
Yes. So when we do practice and do magic, you want subtle. You want things that sleepers, those unawakened people, could believe. Thankfully, thanks to Hollywood, we can get away with a few more things than we normally could back in the old days. For example, in reality, blowback doesn't really happen. You shoot someone, they just crumple. But thanks to Hollywood, everyone thinks they get hit with a shotgun, you go flying like 10 feet. So if you add a little extra kick to your guns, you can get away with it a little bit more. Because of Hollywood. Unfortunately, this is also stuff that tech has monopolized a lot too. So that's why they get away with a lot of their hyper tech. One kind of magic that is forbidden amongst the order for the most part is demonology, summoning demons and spirits from the dark recesses of the abyss. We don't do that. That is bad. Never ends well. So if you ever find a book or someone's like, hey, it's going to be a fun time, let's summon this demon, say no. Say no to demon, kids. This has been your PSA.
Just imagining some type of magical equivalent to Dare.
Mages against demon summoning. Mads. Yeah.
That seems appropriate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just some basics for the order. Also, we are separated into houses. Each house has specialities. The House Flambeau, War Wizards. House Bonsaguus, Magical Theory. You have a House Tychos, which is, I believe, the Artificers. Then we have House Mescalania, which is essentially, hey, we don't know where the hell you belong, just go here. That surprisingly is our biggest house. nowadays people just aren't as dedicated to one path as they used to be. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just why the houses are a bit lopsided. We founded the Order of Nine Traditions. Other people claim, but it was our idea. Credits to us. Most of the structure and names you'll hear, we invented. We tend to produce some of the most powerful wizards and mages. Yeah. So yeah, so as I'm speaking, any questions popping up?
Not exactly. I understand the idea. I understand the safeties. I understand the precautions. I need better mentality to think with more magic. Less questions, more direction.
All right, so when you go to work your will, you need foci overall, but you got to understand the effect from the cause to the effect. So let's say you wanted to, what's a classic one? Fireball. Everyone knows the classic Fireball because of several copyrighted names of role-playing games that are very popular and powerful. So your end result, fire. Now we utilize a thing called forces generally, but we cannot materialize force or matter, anything out of nothing. We can't create ex nihilo, as it's called, without utilizing prime. Prime is the building block of reality. It is where all things come from. So you can utilize power of prime in conjunction with other spheres to create ex nihilo, something from nothing. So if you wanted to create fire, and as he says that he creates a little ball of fire out of nothing, you need to enhance it with prime, or you have otherwise you'd have to pull the fire from elsewhere within your senses. Now, with high levels of correspondence, which is distance and space, you could pull that fire from elsewhere to you. In which case, you're not creating from nothing, you're just pulling fire to you. Now, just creating now back to fireball. So you want to create the effect out of nothing. So you would need prime or something to pull the fire to you. All right. But just hurling fire down the street is very vulgar. People ain't going to believe you doing that crap. So you need to think, how can I create this effect and people will believe it? So let's say you have, a gas station nearby you. You could use your mastery of forces and then, without needing a primer or anything, to ignite the gas in the fire in the gas station and make it explode. Just some things. But doing all this also requires now I'm saying this as makes it sounds easy. As in we just kind of snap our fingers, but there's more to it than this. We also need, part of focus is our basically instruments too. They're how we channel. Wand, staff, gun, knife. These are things that help us channel our will into the world. So if you're trying to, let's say, cast this figurative fireball, and one of your instruments is a wand, you would have to pull out your wand. And then as you practice, you would know which flicks and swishes, as they say in certain fandoms, to utilize. And you probably need some words. Some people do. Some people don't need the words. So, like, Creo Ignum, I create fire, as we used to say, to create the fire. Now, everyone's instruments and stuff tend to be a little personalized, and that's good. That means it's stronger for you, the more personalized your items. Got that so far?
Aye.
All right. And that's kind of like how you think. That's like some of the basics. Now, the spheres. There are certain spheres that operate by affecting things, matter, forces. They affect something. But then you have like time, correspondence, spirit, which kind of bridge things. They're the ones that allow you to go beyond just the here and now. But then they also basically they are auxiliary to help with the other guys. And by combining them in different combinations is when you get stuff. And the more powerful your sphere, the more powerful your effect. Let's see. Yeah. Obviously, more powerful your effect, the more you have to put into it. That mystical energy you can put in things called quintessence. It allows you to fuel and power your spells. You can do magic without it, but it does help. So I think that's a lot of the basics for the moment. The only other thing to really think of at this moment is what's called reality domains. Certain areas allow you to use magic easier or harder. In this building, my sanctum, my home, I have spent decades making this my place. So I can use my magic in here with almost no worry about paradox, because the reality in this house is my reality. But if I were to go to a, let's say, technocratic laboratory, very little what I'd be able to do would be without paradox, because it's their reality that's taking hold. This is what allows, when you see on TV those faith healers, to utilize their magics, and people believe it, and it gets done. So when they're like, I heal you of your cancer, they're using magic to do so. But they're not suffering paradox because the people in the room all believe in it.
And it's a conduit. The more people that believe in them, the stronger the power.
More people, the easier it is for us to do it. Yes. Because that is essentially why we suffer paradox. The backlash we experience is because a billion souls, or not, what's it, 16 billion souls or so, basically look at us and go, that's some bullshit. We don't believe that crap. And we get slapped with that disbelief of all these billions of people going, you're full of shit. But when smaller groups are like, we believe you, Pastor Man, you can accomplish a lot more. There's actually a small craft tradition called the Teftani that exists in the Middle East. Their whole belief system, from what I understand, is that the whole concept of hiding who you are, your magic, is blasphemy. So you don't hide behind magic. And their whole idea essentially is to kick reality in the balls enough that reality must accept their magic. And surprisingly, they are slowly succeeding in the area of the world that they are currently in. Slowly. Unfortunately, it's a lot hard. It's very hard to do that, and hundreds of them have died in the process. Yeah. Probably could accomplish a lot at an anime convention if you think about it.
Or
They
get everybody
believe-
killed.
Either way, it'd be fun.
Yeah, at least on that we agree.
Yeah. Any other any pertinent questions you have at the moment? Like I've said a lot, and I know it's a lot of exposition right now.
It's almost like that's what I was asking for, because I still don't understand the system to the whole degree. No, no questions.
Yes. And as we mentor and as you learn, there come up. And as certain people start putting charts and stuff that you can see in existence. Hold on, it's like I got background music playing and it's a really weird one at the moment. It's like I normally put like a little instrumental music, mute music in. But then there's just this weird like song that made no sense. It was about aliens, just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah. You're listening to Disney soundtracks and we know it. Just get over it.
No, that would make more sense. I looked up Mage the Ascension mood music. And there's a song about aliens in it. Which makes sense, but still weird.
It's
Alright.
weirder than some of the stuff you listen to normally.
Within the context of the playlist, it's weird.
Anyways,
I'm actually surprised our stream is still going pretty well. Our recording.
I heard you turn robotic a time or two, like just
Yeah.
brief moments where it was a bit of static, but
Yeah,
still good.
I got God of War Ragnarok downloading.
Oh,
I
you
forgot
dick.
about it.
You
I
should not
forgot
have told
about
me
it.
that.
When we started, it said it would be 26 hours.
Good Lord.
It's like 140 gigs. Anyway, edit that part out.
Editor, take my bullshit off the air.
As he's talking, let us cut back to Amaryllis.
All right, I'm good.
All right. So, as you're with Crystal, you see her just doing some painting stuff. She's like, you just see her for a sec. She like breathes in real hard, and her eyes like kind of glaze over, and she's just like, goes back to. She's like, "Ooh, I think you might want to go meet your friends soon."
How come?
Just had a vision of them opening a door and odd things happening.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so butterflies, unicorns, and skyscrapers, dark clouds over a city, and lots of lights.
All right.
And then about an hour or 2 hours, I have a class coming in for art. I teach art classes for students in the evenings so that I can make more money.
All right.
Yeah.
I can do that.
It's like my fourth source of income. I do commissions, do furry art, teach some classes. Usual.
Yeah, the usual.
I also do some freelance for like Pixar and all of them, but gotta make money.
All right. Yeah, she'll head her way out then.
All right. So you're heading back.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll quickly cut to Q. Now, Holly said you, Katrina, so Holly sent out an text, right?
There's a text that the door was haunted.
Yeah.
And that was the whole text. So I don't know what
Yeah.
to think about that. Would enough time have passed since last time to heal like the bruised and hurt conditions and get rid of the paradox that I had?
Bruised, yeah. Paradox, that stays for a bit.
Okay. Well, I've only got a couple.
Yeah, you
Sure,
don't
it's
have
fine.
a familiar yet, do you?
Nope. It doesn't look like I have that.
Yeah, without a familiar, it's a little rough to get rid of paradox naturally.
Maybe that local currency could be paradox. I could just give it to someone.
So yeah, so you got that text.
Unless they say something more about that being important for right now, I wouldn't jump in the car. I'd probably actually follow up and say, do you need me for something? That would be a text.
Maybe. Ronja's kid sister can found a second basement door.
What? This I gotta see.
Well, that's the problem. Only she can see it.
Well, I've looked at a few things here and there. I'll come check it out. I have that scanning device that sort of detects magic types that I made from before that I would have worked on and made better. So I would tell Holly that I'll be by soon enough, and then I would head back to the Chantry House to try to see if I can help solve this mystery.
All right. They start hitting. Also, Torque also received the text message stating part of the whole thing that Holly is sending. So, mysterious door and whatever other text you just saw them send back and forth. All right, so I say at least 4 of you are back at the Chantry House. Would Torque respond to the text message?
I apologize. I didn't realize the text message was going out to everybody, and I have no idea what it says.
Door's
Ah.
haunted.
Lovely.
Yeah, it was in the group chat.
Which one?
The one with all of us.
Text
Are you
group
implying
chat
there's a
in
group
game.
chat that
Oh.
we don't
Oh.
have? The Q is not involved in that? That's not very nice.
I think he was meaning out of game.
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, there's the in-game group text. She has mentioned earlier she texted the door is haunted to everybody.
Sorry, I didn't realize that went out to everybody. I thought that was specific. I mean, I have no idea what to respond with. Do we have any? I mean, trying to think of how the character would respond. Probably just the word another with just 3 question marks out of the side. It's like, what details do we have? You've told me nothing other than another haunted door.
Apparently. Like same as I said, like it's a different one than the one we saw before, and only Ronja's little sister can see it.
That's concerning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same spot as the original door?
Seems to be.
Maybe block it off? Hide it somehow? Wallpaper over it, put a bookshelf in front of it? ...
I mean,
Oh, I could rig up a secret door. It wouldn't take that much to put it on rails and have an electronic signal sent to it. I want to text Q if he's got any supplies for simple signal transfers. Like remote.
Yeah, he's got
activation.
all sorts of small mechanical components and anything you might need. Probably not like the highest end new types of stuff.
Doesn't need to be the highest end, just needs to be able to A, accept a signal to turn on or off a switch, and B, connect to a secondary device to actually move the object. So a motor to go back and forth. Shouldn't be
That
that hard to
seems-
hook up.
Simple, yeah, that's like what like a basic robotics kit would have.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can grab a few things like that and put it in a box and take that back.
I have a brand new project for the house. Awesome. I will create a hidden door for a hidden magical door with mundane science.
I mean,
Alright, let's get
personally,
on.
I'm a bit more interested in like trying to get into it, but I guess it would be useful to hide it too.
Especially from a kid who's going to try to want to get in there at some point or another.
Fair.
I kind of want to get in there.
Like I said, some kid that would want to get inside the door at one point or another.
There's a lot of weird stuff in that other door. This one's got to have
There's a lot of weird stuff in this entire house.
exactly. We should know what it all is. We need to get everything categorized and ordered and organized.
And I've been trying to do that while installing the security system. It's hard as hell to keep track of this house.
Yeah, it's not as consistent as most buildings.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a magical abode.
Fair.
Seems like we have a good plan.
At least for this.
Yeah, until we find out what it is.
So got a plan. I will say, let's cut to a scene where everyone has arrived to the Chantry House to make things flow. So you'll go there. Naboo is in there with a bunch of apples that Ronja bought. It's like, I get to open the door.
Apples.
Apples.
Yeah, I mean, we're all here, so
Can any of us see the door?
It seems to be invisible.
is it still there?
Naboo's like, I still see it. The unicorn has opened their mouth for the apple.
Okay, good. But be careful.
I would
You
like
know,
to
hands
try-
flat, so it doesn't like accidentally bite into your fingers.
Oh, that's a good. That's a good
Uh,
note.
Yeah, I remember the incident with Jeremy and the llama at the petting zoo.
Hang on. The out of character question is the unicorn's head part of the door that's requesting the apple?
We don't know. It's part of the door somehow, but we don't know exactly how.
It could
Or
just be
related
an
to it.
unrelated unicorn that just knows about the door.
That's kind of what I was questioning. If it was part of the door, if this
Well,
was
we
the
can't
imaginary
see
friend.
the unicorn either, can we?
I feel
It's
like
like it's like painted on the door with the butterflies.
so. It is part of the door.
So
I
does
would like-
anybody else? Go ahead.
I would like to use that rote that I built before that sort of like can scan for magic. We used it when we were looking for that hallway. I don't remember the role that it used, but it basically you could like detect and maybe determine what type of magic to some degree. And maybe like the materials that it's made of. I think that's what we said.
Yeah, I'm looking at your spheres now. Really? Hold on.
What are you surprised by? Because you taught me how to play this. So if it's weird, then
There's
only one
a
person to
difference
blame.
teaching you how to play and what everyone picked. Huh. Okay. Cool. That works perfectly for me. Okay. So you go to put out your scanner, Ronja or Naboo's like apple.
No, thank you.
No, it's for the unicorn. It's covered in milk and beer.
It was supposed to be honey and beer.
Honey and
It
beer.
is honey.
Sorry.
It is honey and beer.
That's why they
Sorry.
call it the land of milk and honey.
I was thinking about what Snorlax eats.
100% believe that. Yep. No, I.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We feed him some weird stuff. He likes to eat lots of things.
Yep, he does.
Mhm.
He's a special cat.
That sounds normal to me.
Yeah. He's special. He's got worms. Snorlax is like, you know what? Who told you that?
I don't think I want to. I don't think I, would
I don't
want
have worms, people. Yes, trying to
It
RP with
starts-
myself.
It starts scooting its butt on the ground.
So Q is rolling a rate to try and scan. And Naboo is ready to feed the special apple.
I guess I rolled 2 dice and 1 success.
All right, so I start scanning for basics. Let's see what you got here.
Kind of curious if it's like a different result than if we scanned for the other door when it wasn't there. Or was there. Sort of a comparison.
Yeah, so you're scanning and there's doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary with what your scanner is capable of scanning at the moment.
I need to work on this thing.
And a few sphere upgrades.
This is my current project then will be to upgrade this device to make it useful.
So you just basically see her hand reach up, and the apple actually just kind of gets absorbed into the door, or absorbed into the wall where the door would be. And as it does, you just feel the whole house start moving, and I will be needing everyone to make a what's I'm just looking at stuff here. They changed the stuff on me slightly, so
Those monsters.
a double dex. So basically you double how many dots you have in dex and roll that.
Oh boy.
So you have
That's-
3 dots, it's 6, you have 2, it's 2.
That's
Or
a new
2, it's
type
4.
of thing.
It pops up every now and then. It's used a lot for like feats of pure strength and stuff like that.
Oh, pretty good.
Okay, so double
Wait.
dex. How am I supposed to roll that? I could do a dice pool with 1 dex, but
I rolled too many dice.
Yeah, hold on, let me
Just do the first one. Attribute is Dex, and then the DP is your dexterity again.
a positive dexterity. Okay, I can do that.
yeah, that's how that works.
Difficulty still 6.
Mm-hmm.
And I roll 8 and I get 1 fucking success.
Oof.
I have 4 in
Oh.
dex.
Because you rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Ay,
Oh, I got all successes.
Shit. Lucky.
I guess that's another way of doing it.
I tried a different way and it didn't do it right.
I just used as I have 3 in dexterity and I used a skill I have 3 in.
That works.
that would have
Also-
worked, but I don't have any 4s.
We're missing somebody. Who are we missing?
Bex, I think we're missing you. There we go.
I'm rolling it right now. Sorry.
Wake up. Why'd you put these up on the table?
Just wanted to.
Right. All of you managed to like keep your kind of like footing as the whole room just starts rotating. Like in I think Inception that happens.
Yeah, the hallway.
Yeah.
The hallway and Inception roll.
Yeah. I haven't actually seen the movie, but I remember seeing clips and stuff. So yeah, y'all effectively managed to run like around it until it returns to its proper position.
Did the like loose stuff tumble around too, or
That seemed everything else seemed to be
Okay.
relatively stuck in space.
Wait, how did
except for-
Nabu do?
Oh yeah, Nabu.
Kids
She's
are
a
usually
sh-
fine. They don't fall down much.
And the cat.
Are 3 successes? The cat will be fine. Are 3 successes enough that I grab her and make sure that she like stays on her feet?
Let's see what she rolls.
Like I can.
She's good.
Okay. Because I was about to say I would give her like all my successes. Because that is definitely something Ronja would do. She would make sure that her sister is protected before anything else.
Yeah. As the room settles, you just see Snorlax laying on the back going, eh.
Oh no, I'm laying down now.
Anyway,
Wait, he's a cat. He's still a cat. He would definitely land on his feet.
And he decided to roll over. He's like,
the first trick
Oh,
you've ever
no.
caught him.
I have fallen.
And I can't get up.
I require scratches to soothe my injuries.
Like those cats that have put clothes, people put clothes on.
Don't be such a drama queen.
Mm. And he's like, the unicorn's gone.
Is there a door now there?
No.
The door's gone.
Must have been a really good apple.
Yeah,
the
unicorn said
unicorns?
he'd show me some cool stuff, but it's gone. And the door didn't open. The room spin, that was fun.
Mhm.
It was fun.
That
The-
was certainly interesting.
Did the unicorn say what kind of interesting things?
It showed me cool new things that I've never seen before.
I
Did
mean,
it
have
give
you seen
examples?
a room spin before?
Depends on the context. Are we talking beer or explosives?
I see.
She's
Even-
8.
Even Mr. Roark says I can have beer.
No, he didn't say that.
I thought you were asking that to me.
No,
That's
she
okay.
was asking that to
Yeah. Either way, I can have
Nabu.
beer now. And
No.
apparently, Mr. Roark also says I can blow things up.
No.
Well, now, hold on. That's not good. We
Also,
don't know what's going on.
I'm the last authority on everything here, okay? Regarding what you can and can't do.
Fascist.
It's an important word to know in America.
Technically accurate.
That's not technically accurate. Fuck off.
Sounds like a fascist thing to me.
And are a monarchist. Because you saying you're in charge, but you were born to the position.
No, I was not born into this position. I was just born first. So I have to take responsibility here. And just, this is not a discussion for now.
I mean, it kind of sounds like you were born into the position of firstborn.
Uh,
I'm just saying, she's got a point.
Power is not something you should seek out.
Kid's not wrong. Anyway,
Very smart kid, by the way.
do we notice anything different about this room, Kevin, aside from the fact that it's spun around?
Well, the room itself looks fine, though.
do we
The-
notice anything different about the outside?
As I was just about to say, you do notice coming from the windows a lot more lights. But harsh lights, not like sunlight.
What time was it when we did this?
Oh, I don't know what's a good time period. Okay. Let's see.
Like, was it day or was it evening?
The sun would have been still up when they would have done it.
Okay.
Did that shitty Karen call the cops on us? I'm gonna go look out the window.
I look out the window too.
Yeah, did the cops do this, Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin, did the cops do this?
The cops threw a flashbang that was so powerful, it flipped the building.
If they could. They
Well,
would.
you're
Hey,
talking about
hey.
seeing lights outside the window. I'm
You know.
wondering if it's the flashing red and blues.
Did
Do
we
I
get?
see?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Do I see any pins that are left without unattended or without attended grenades on my vest? I might have accidentally flashbanged the party.
We've all done that at least once.
I may not always get flashbanged, but whenever I
Okay.
do, it's usually mine.
What do we see outside?
You look and it's a completely different neighborhood in that you see large skyscrapers. It is dark as like clouded outside, like overcast. You see phosphorescent lights everywhere, like advertising things.
Well, is it a different language? The signs?
It's in multiple languages.
Oh, that's not good. America doesn't respect other languages and would never put them on
I'm
their
gonna pull up
billboards.
my phone and look at my map and see what our GPS location is right now.
Your phone's not getting a signal.
GPS signal lost.
Okay, what about my compass?
I don't.
Well, we ain't in Baltimore anymore.
Yeah, we're not.
The compass is pointing where north should be,
Nice.
unless you got the other compass, in which case you can draw circles.
Or at least we're not in the Baltimore that we used to be.
Is there a
Oh, fuck,
landline?
where's Jeremy?
Yeah. Does this look at all like anything we've seen before? Any place we've seen before?
So we're in an Altamore?
Ah.
Mm.
Nice. Ultimate.
Are any of the
Or they
signs
became
familiar?
famous for their lobster, not their crab.
One sign does say, and at least the English and your character is your character also German? Yeah, you see it in
Actually, 1 moment. I think I written somewhere
Hera
down what
only
language
plays
it's in.
Germans.
I
It's the
thought your
one thing
games
she
didn't have
knows.
languages in it,
she
Kevin.
could be Swiss.
Swiss is just German
She speaks English, French, and German.
So you see both in English and German, a big old glowing sign for Atollis.
Hmm. Did our house get transported to the Mageverse?
The what?
I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I mean, we clearly got transported somewhere.
Ooh.
Hey, you said it's too
Um,
cloudy outside? It's cloudy, but
It's
also
very cloudy. and
very cloudy.
overcast.
Okay. Isn't there like, am I thinking of a
I'm gonna
different?
go at the front door.
At the front door, it's a little bit harder to breathe, a little bit more pollution, you think. But yeah, as you look, you see lots of people walking around. You do see that the cloudy overcast sky, and it's like kind of rainy in areas. You can kind of like see the rain coming towards you, like rainstorms coming through. You see people at first, you just see them like driving like weird, like cars that don't fit what you've seen recently in Baltimore, as well as what appears to be a car flying overhead.
So by saying cars we have not seen recently
What?
in Baltimore, do you mean we have flying cars
The-
on top, and then we have like old-timey cars flying, driving around on the streets, or do they also look futuristic?
Older style cars from like maybe 80s, early 90s aesthetics.
Okay.
And people just walking by. A couple look at your house, like one guy stops, like, "Oh, thought they tore all those down."
So am I to believe then that our house of this type is
Yeah,
the only
I-
one in the area that's of that
Yeah, I
type?
turn around and look at our house. What is our
Yeah,
house?
so
looks
your
like our
house co-
house.
Yeah, it looks like your house, and like next to on both sides are massive like apartment scrapers.
Okay, so not to panic everyone, but I think we're in the future. Fuck, where's Jeremy?
Oh no, we'll never see Paul, our neighbor, again.
Okay,
Well, we
I
can
am
do-
worried
we can
about
steal
Jeremy. Was
technology.
Jeremy in the house too?
I'll let you roll 6 or higher on a D10, and he was sleeping upstairs. 1 to 5, he was working and or in school.
That's depressing. Half his life is either sleeping or working or school.
All right,
I
He's
mean,
sleeping.
isn't that half of isn't that your life?
No,
seems like it almost.
this week it was, but it's like a thirds maybe. I wish I could sleep
Okay.
a third of
So
the way.
10. So he was, as last time you checked, sleeping upstairs.
Okay, I go upstairs to check if he's still sleeping.
Thank God.
You open the door, you just see him sitting like with the blankets or skewed around him on the floor, like, what looking around like, sis,
Welcome
I
to the
had
future, I think.
I just had the strangest. I was sleeping, and then I got a little dizzy. Next thing I know, I'm on the floor.
And don't worry about that part.
It hurt. I think I landed on on the dresser. My back hurts a little.
Yeah, that might have happened.
I didn't think they had earthquakes around here.
So something weird happened. And we, oh God, how do I explain this? Have you seen movies with time travel?
Yeah, I've seen the
Yeah, yeah,
classics like Back to
yeah.
the Future, Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, so I think we kind of like that kind of happened. Like, look outside.
Oh shit, we're in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
That's a really good
apparently.
movie. I mean, a lot of people like it. That the sequel wasn't as good as the original, but you know, though technically the original was not actually a cyberpunk movie, though it did create the aesthetics.
Okay, yeah, so I think we're in the future or some parallel dimension or something like that. And
Oh, I was told to be too much O'Toole's that happens.
I guess. So this is all strange and weird. And we're gonna figure it out. And I need you to look after Nabu, okay?
Okay.
Good. And Konya then will like find Nabu. And
Naboo's outside just like,
hey, Nabu?
it's pretty.
Yeah, I know it's all very exciting, but this is also all very strange. And we don't know exactly where we are.
The unicorn was telling the truth. I am seeing things I'd never seen before.
Yes,
Showing me
I-
whole new worlds.
I want you to stay in the house, okay? With your brother. While we figure this out. Also, you are the only one who can see the unicorn, so you need to stay in the house. So, like, you know, we want to go back to where we came from at some point, and the unicorn might have some answers for that.
You do see her giving that face of, how can I agree to what you told me while still usurping the meaning in the words?
How can I be your biggest
loophole?
brat?
He's like, where's the loopholes? Fine. I'll think of something later.
Just, and she like holds her like puts her hand on her shoulders, like, remember when her parents died? Okay, we need to stick together like that now. And you need to just trust me.
Semi-dejectedly walks back in.
You can watch from the windows.
How about the
And
backyard?
Find the backyard. Hold one moment. I go to check if there's still a backyard.
There is.
Yes, from the backyard too.
You just see Hank at the grill. What the fuck? I'm joking.
He's got a huge beard.
Yeah. So
I think at this point, well, we're all just gaping like country folk at the city. Q would try to like mess with his phone and maybe some of the transistor or communication stuff that Torque asked him to bring, to try to rig up something to try to detect any sort of like radio signal or wireless signals, any sort of like mundane type of energy signals that could look for some sort of connection to something.
There are no mundane type of energy signals. It's all magic.
I mean, I could probably do that with my own radio without having to worry about wasting or repurposing the technology that you brought with.
Well, it's
Because
in use yet. So we can each try our own thing and like try it from different directions.
That's fair.
So using so when you say radio, do you mean like AM FM radio or like the like cop style radio?
The one that's attached to my character's portrait. Yes, the wide range communications.
All right. It just there's a difference in what signals you would get there. Don't want to be like, yeah, you go there and you just hear La Cucaracha.
That's the thing, though. With a little bit of magic, it can be used to find alternative wavelengths and see what we're trying to do without having to repurpose physical technology. Yes.
Good, but are you going to just have the mundane first to see what you get?
Yes, but
All
then
right.
I want to try the others.
So as you're going, you hear a voice like, and it's like, we're detecting a spike of arcane magic coming from, and they give a series of coordinates. So we should send a team to investigate.
Do we all hear that?
I would not be muting this. It would not be fed into into my earpiece. This would be coming out from the radio.
Oh, they're just talking about
Um,
magic on the radio. That's unusual.
Yeah, I feel like we should not be here when they get here.
But if we're not here and they come in and find the house, what if they take the house away?
I feel like taking us away versus I think we can move faster without carrying the entire house.
We can lock the door.
Sorry, I just got this picture. I'm like, oh, confiscate the house, put in the back of the truck.
You think if the anti-magic police comes here, they will be stopped by a fucking door?
No, but the house has protections, and we can't protect the house if we're fucking dead.
Exactly.
True.
Let's get
And
the
it-
hell out of here because they're probably going to get here fast. Those
We don't know
flying
who
cars.
these people are. If they're technocracy, we're fucked.
Yes, we need to get out of here quickly, which means
Oh.
you need to get your siblings.
And I just told them to stay in the house. Ah.
Wait, and you also just told her that she's not allowed to open the door, and then you immediately told her open the door. This is becoming normal for her. Let's go.
Silver lining, we can steal one of those flying cars and take it back with us. There's a few
Um,
steps I haven't figured out, but
Yeah, like how to steal a car.
or how to get back.
Honya's actually gonna look at
know how to
Torque
steal
and is
a
going to be like, okay, so how much time do we have?
About 2 minutes.
That's
All
not
right,
much.
let's go.
However, Honya like goes upstairs or wherever like the kids are.
He's gonna both just sitting in one room, just like, hey,
Okay, emergency backpacks, go. We need to leave.
Your family
Situation's
has
changed.
bug out bags.
Of course
Yes.
they do. They used to be
They-
home.
They used to be homeless and lived
Okay.
on the streets.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
definitely have,
Mhm.
all of them have one emergency backpack that is packed
That's
with
fair.
the most essential stuff.
so
I forgot about that part. That is fair.
they grab their bags. Snorlax comes out with his.
His pictures are like having just like a cat
He's got
backpack.
a little cat backpack. I
Like a
love it.
stray.
It just has tuna fish in it.
I'm a cat, but I
No,
don't-
fish.
it has no. It has this weird blood milk mix in it.
And hold on, refrain. The one other thing, catnip.
Damn it, Vex, you beat me to it.
It needs to be out of there before the cops get there. You can't be caught with another possession charge.
It looks like weed.
so as you all start,
Yeah, grab our
Bugging
bags
out.
and get out.
as you go, you do see like, as you go on what appears to be like a blimp of some sort, a dirigible, and like on the side it's like Pantex. What services for all?
I'm sorry, I can see Kat saying fuck over and over again. She obviously realizes what the problem is.
I think Honya
I know
doesn't-
my character is dumb as shit and doesn't know what this means.
Means we're
I-
fucked.
I'm currently at 1-1. I need to check something. Did I put this in or did I remove it in the end? No, I don't know anything either. Actually, did our banner not tell us something about technocracy bullshit?
Who? I didn't
I
hear
mean,
that.
I assume we learned about like the technocracy and stuff.
Yeah,
like
we
that,
know
right?
some about the about the technocracy, but I don't know
Okay.
that we know that actual that particular term.
Okay,
Pentex.
Honya's just gonna say, she's like looking up. It's like, I think like also like now that I assume we're like outside running along the street or something. I think we're in the bad timeline.
You probably are aware that Pantex, if you've heard of it at all, is a just a corporation, like one of those corporations that just own businesses, business that owns businesses kind of thing. Holding company, I think it's called.
I mean, Ronja is more seeing that we are surrounded we are in a super high-tech capitalist world, and
That's bad. For
that
nobody,
seems to
for
be
everybody.
that seems to be what the technocracy is kind of striving for. So,
And as you're running, that is where we'll stop for this session. Thank you for joining us as we are going for interesting new direction-ish weirdness. Mage, we'll see how it goes. I was given an interesting inspiration last couple of weeks and last month of some interesting things to do to see how it works out for us. So I hope you will enjoy this little arc that's coming up for the players and those who are watching at home. Thank you for watching us at home. Keep watching our channel, or come back to Crime Come Here for all of our wonderful shows. This one, Power Rangers Insect Nights, Vampire the Masquerade, Baltimore by Night, and Savage Pathfinder. Hope you will enjoy them. Does anyone else have anything pertinent that they want to share with the audience? No? Okay. In which case, yeah, thank you and hope you all had a wonderful time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Magically delicious.
No.